Hello and good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever it is that you guys are living. Welcome back to another video with me, Soulful Kendra. My friends, I recently took a trip to New York. I was busy and I did not get back until Sunday. And now I finally have had inspiration to the max, and I've decided to go ahead and make some videos on topics that I wrote about and topics that I have been thinking about for quite some time. And this is one of the topics that I have said a long time ago that I was going to talk about here on my channel with all of you to kind of give you what it is that you may need. And those who have had tons of tarot readings with me, new and old, in the past, have often come across this concept. And this concept is something that is very near and dear to my heart. No pun intended. You'll find out why. I am going to discuss with you guys the true purpose of twin flames. Okay. We have so many soul connections in our lives. We have so many different ways of labeling them. And they're kind of crazy how many different labels we use to describe this specific type of relationship. Okay. And for those who don't know what I'm about to talk about, all right, be careful. Be careful in your Googling of this concept. Be careful in the Googling on and researching of twin flames, because this topic has been so muddled, okay, over the years. It has become a huge psyop. And if you guys don't know what that means, I'll talk about that in another video, or you can look it up here on YouTube. And the whole twin flame concept has actually been spread throughout consciousness on a very like a cancer. It's like everywhere. Everybody is thinking that they've found their twin flame, or there's some kind of relationship that's going to make them whole, or you know, as it became permeated in the collective unconscious and then became something larger, it started becoming warped and muddied by all types of new age concepts and spiritual concepts. So what I'm going to talk with you about today has to do with what the actual twin flame experience feels like and looks like, and why I do not actually care for the label twin flame. I don't actually believe that twin flame it should be what it's become. I do call them flame keepers. Okay, flame keepers, like myself, is what I would call a twin flame, and here is why. First, I want to share my experience with this concept, with the twin flame concept. Back in 2016, and you guys may have heard me talk about this multiple times on my channel, I went through a spontaneous Kundalini rising activation. I became completely activated within my body as the Kundalini snake energy began to move its way through my body. Before that, I had no concept whatsoever about any of these spiritual concepts. I had no idea about them. I was like a babe when it came to these concepts. And I was an atheist most of my life. Pretty much all of my life. I always had abilities when I was young, but due to religion, I did not have a good concept of what spirituality was. All of my spirituality that I knew came from mostly supernatural or unknown events or things like that. And me thinking, well, maybe there's something out there, but really, I don't believe in a God. I came from a very abusive home life in multiple ways from the past. And when it comes to spirituality, it was non-existent in my life. I had very little, you know, interest in it. I may have explored things when I was younger, but my family, which was hardcore Baptist, they tried their hardest to spread their religion through our family. All right. Now, long story short, I don't want to get too deep into that. In 2016, when I had my awakening, I was going through not only psychic activations, but seeing spirits and having beings actually work on my energy centers as the Kundalini moved through me. And I even had intimate and sexual encounters because Kundalini energy is quite sexual, but it is 100% relentless in the way that it works through you. Okay. And during that period, I had been activated by coming full circle with my past with a specific individual. And that is when my activation started. But being a youngin' to occult concepts, spiritual knowledge, I gravitated in that period towards the twin flame concept because I was trying to get answers as to why I was experiencing all of these crazy synchronicities and energy blow ups coming through my chakra system that was trying to work its way up to the heart center. I felt connections to this specific person that I came in contact with that were highly telepathic. They were highly emotionally charged. They were psychic and they had energy flows going through me to this other person. And that's when I found the twin flame concept because this person was also someone I had quite a long story with. It's a very long story. Okay, very long limerence and having my heart broken at a young age and still connected to that person over decades. That all of the signs and all of the symptoms that you read about when you read twin flame, they were all present during this encounter, but I knew that there was something deeper going on despite just having a spiritual activation. Now, this period of my life, when the Kundalini moved through me, which is very rare, which I learned from various yogis, it is very rare for a person to have a spontaneous Kundalini activation like that. Who has never done yoga. That's way before I even knew who I was or what my soul was. I didn't know who I was when it happened, like the true essence of who I was. Okay, on a multidimensional level, I was inexperienced in this area, which makes the whole experience incredibly intense. But I want to not get too deep into it, but I will say this. When I discovered the twin flame concept in 2016, I just knew that that was what was happening to me. Okay. But a lot of the stuff that was happening to me that wasn't on those lists, I didn't know. I didn't know that they were deeper activations for my soul and its own sovereignty trying to bring itself to the surface, trying to grow and trying to heal trauma. And the interesting thing about this person from the past, I really do feel as though at this stage, this person was important, but they were not someone who was having the same experience that I was. And if you study a lot of stuff about twin flames, or if you've been caught up in that loop or that entire, whole experience and you've been caught in it, there's always some reason or some explanation for why that person isn't doing what you're doing or isn't communicating or having energy activations or being forced to face their soul and their traumas. You will know that person is not going through the same thing as you, and if it does not happen, they most likely are not a counterpart like you, and you have an advanced soul. People who are here that are actual twin flames, as I use that term right now, have advanced souls. Okay. They're individuals that are here for a very specific purpose. And this is why I call them flame keepers, keepers of the blue flame. Okay. Now, during that activation period, I did spend a lot of time going to people who claimed to be twin flame couples, people who claimed to be divine couples who were here to help heal anybody else who was going through a twin flame experience. But the interesting thing about that is I only encountered one couple that actually seemed to actually know what the process of being in a relationship like this looks like and what its purpose was. And this couple knew right away that I was definitely an advanced soul, and they knew exactly what the process was, and they actually said they themselves hated the label twin flame. And this is where I'm going to kind of segue into the truth. Okay. And when I say truth, I want you guys to look at what I'm saying from a fountain of internal truth. It's coming from internal experiences and years of gnosis and working the actual blue flame within me to alchemize and completely transform myself and go through a metamorphosis process. Because that is what happened. I became stuck when I could not get out of the twin flame concept. I started thinking that I needed this other person in order to go through the metamorphosis. And yes, for all intents and purposes, this deep connection does exist for me. I just don't know where it is. I was tasked with going through this whole purpose, this whole the whole activation and initiation by the universe on my own. The other person was not and still has not gone through this process. So in some circles, you'll hear people call that a catalyst. They'll say that was a catalytic person. They were meant to catalyze, and very well so. But at that time, I had no idea that it was actually meant for something deeper. The connection is not just about, unconditional love and finding the right partner who's your perfect partner. No. Now, here is the difference between a flame keeper couple and the twin flame experience that people go through. Twin flame experience, it can catalyze you, it can grow you, it can push you into levels of soul growth where you are in a lot of pain trying to understand your own soul, and you are trying to literally, through another person, learn about yourself through the mirror soul experience. But a flame keeper, which is, and I'm using this term as a truth, is the true aspect of what a twin flame is. Now, you may ask yourself, well, okay, what is this? What the hell is she talking about? What's a flame keeper? A flame keeper holds on to the blood codes. They have the codes for activation within them for complete metamorphosis and transformation through the alchemical blue fire. And this fire itself destroys anything and everything inauthentic and fake and traumatic and false about yourself and what is stopping your soul from leading the experience that you should be having here. Now, this does not mean that you are constantly in a state of pain, constantly in a state of chasing after another person and them running and all that. I hate that stuff. This is not a constant Tom and Jerry. Some people think, oh, they're chasing, they're running, and we're going to stay like that forever. But that is the twin flame program. Okay, that is the twin flame program that has become based on the labels. Okay. So a flame keeper is someone who not only becomes ignited within the heart space, they will go through what a lot of people call the dark night of the soul. Is not just a I'm having a depressive episode, or I'm anxious, right? Or I really love this person, and my period of life right now is the dark night of the soul. No, the dark night of the soul is a part of the process, the alchemical process of you realizing yourself in the face of the flame, in the face of the blue flame, because the blue flame represents action, will in action, and truth. It represents the real truth of who you are on a soul level and what real truth actually looks like here on this earth and in the universe and in multiple dimensions. Okay. The blue flame is a transfer of energy within you that actually completely burns away everything through an alchemical process, not only physically, but also highly spiritually, so that your soul can come forward and lead through the heart space and open it wide like a star core that is opening, so that you have a true connection to not only the higher force, but source itself. Okay? And this will enable you to become a holder of a specific flame of truth within the heart. This flame allows you to see through the lies, the bullshit, the crap, the 3D nonsense that we have created here on this planet, which has to fall away so that people begin to experience higher levels and states of consciousness. The blue flame, a flame keeper, is someone who holds that flame within them to burn away anything and everything in its flames. So when a lot of people who are going through the twin flame experience are experiencing a heart opening, which is a massive indicator that you are a flame keeper, not a twin flame going through a twin flame program, which is what it's been warped to be. Okay. I'm not saying that there aren't twin flames. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the true purpose is for you to withhold, to grasp and hold onto that flame as it burns through you, and you experience the phoenix fires. Okay, you become dead to yourself. You go through the alchemical process within you, and the soul becomes a lead of the experience, and you begin to see the truth for what it is. Because it's only through the fires of truth, through your own purgatory, through your own negredo, through your own death, that you are actually uncovering the true heart of man. And this true heart that is burning and through and coming to the surface, this true heart is truth itself. And what happens to these individuals, okay, is that they begin to not only uncover an internal process of alchemy, but they begin to understand the true nature of God, the true nature of evil and good, the true nature of in between, the true nature of reality. And then it expands further and further, because the blue flame will exist within you. It will stay within you. It will grow within you and become larger and become a part of your existence. And anything false that tries to come up against you will face the wrath. It will face the truth wrath. Okay? Like some kind of holy fire, but I don't really want to use that term. It's a fire that when people get within your vicinity, I've heard multiple people say this to me. They will get within my field. They'll get in my circle. Okay. And then they will go, whoa, what is it about you? You're powerful. You're powerful. I don't know whether to run towards you or run in the opposite direction. I have had multiple people say that to me, because when the blue flame exists within your heart, And it is nothing but a truthful energy that it burns away the labels. It burns away all of the crud that is stopping that person's soul from actually realizing its true divinity, its truth of its origin. And the blood codes can even become activated in specific people who are ready to take the blue flame initiation. Okay. I was actually initiated without without a provocation. I was initiated into this process, and over the course of 3 years, I had to learn how to balance Kundalini energy, which is highly sexual energy, as it burned through my body and moved up through the spine to some of you may know the symbol of the caduceus, which is part of this. Okay, the true healing, the true health, the true medicine, because not everyone's medicine is going to come in the same way. Your medicine could be spirit medicine. Your medicine could be the flames. Okay. So those of you out there who think that you're a twin flame, or you may be experiencing this, the experience that I went through for 3 years was harrowing. It was not just me being obsessed with a person. It was a very spiritual experience where it destroyed my life. It destroyed the false life that I had created that my soul did not want me to have. My soul became the owner of my heart and of my compass. It is my compass now. It is how I create. It is where I live from. Okay. And without the blue flame to work its way through you, it's going to be an experience where it's psychological. You'll know the difference between an actual flamekeeper experience and this twin flame psychological, experience you're having, or emotional, because everything that happens for you will burn away. Nothing that is false can remain. That includes a person who you may feel is a counterpart to you. If they are false, if it is not real, it will burn away. It will. Nothing can stop the fire of the blue flame. It cannot stop the truth. Nothing can stop the truth. The truth is supreme in this experience. And I only speak this from my heart to those of you who are feeling disempowered. I'm trying to empower you and encourage you to show you that your will, with the sun and the blue flame of the sun itself, exists in my heart. And it is there to help me overcome obstacles that I would not otherwise do. Now, this type of connection to another person who is holding the blueprint or holding the blood codes for this type of experience is a very advanced soul, a very old soul. And many of our souls here have been trapped in this matrix system, which has actually created illusions and traps and parasitic entities and mental traps and mental codes within your personal circle to keep you from realizing your true potential in truth. So when the blue flame works its way through your system, you will find yourself dying multiple times unto yourself until you are able to activate that center, until that center of you is 100% in alignment with you and your soul. Because communication with the soul and communication with the higher self, and it is all the force of consciousness working its way through you so you're able to actually communicate with it. Why am I saying this message? Some of you, if you're still listening to this, why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about the blue flame? Well, in 2018, I believe it was, or 2019, I joined the Blue Flame and Healing Arts and Metaphysical Sciences Mystery School, which was Seth Esposa. He runs it. You can go check his YouTube out on Black Earth Productions. when you are a flamekeeper, you also have access to truth. You have access to hidden truths, and you have access to the truth of how reality actually works and how people communicate, or how they're supposed to communicate. A true human with a true activated heart center will just know the mysteries. They will unlock through this initiation of flame. Your heart will be able to guide your experience to the truth without a shadow of a doubt. No matter how it unfolds and no matter how you create it, your heart will lead you to the truth once you have been through the flames like this. You are truly reborn through the blue flame. And it feels as though you literally have the sun in your heart, and it scares people. Trust me, I have scared plenty of people. They get in my energy field, they don't know what to do. Or some people are incredibly drawn to me, and then, or I've helped people heal things and understand truths about themselves. They just, wow, how does she know that? How do I know that? Because I'm speaking from as a flame keeper. I'm speaking as a flame keeper through truth, and sometimes getting to the truth is pretty nitty gritty. Sometimes getting to the truth is dirty, and it means we got to look at ourselves and go, what the hell have I created? Am I some kind of monster? Am I some kind of, gross this or that? But the thing is to experience the real love of the higher force and to have a true love experience here on this planet, you will be encountering the blue flame, because it is, for some, they call it the flame of Michael. Okay. It is through the sheer will of this blade, to cut out anything and everything that is not true in your life, to engage in mystical pursuits and engage in true pursuits of happiness and love and joy and camaraderie and community, to unlock the true way of communicating with others via the mind and the heart, and allowing all parts of you to exist in the true version of what a true human actually is supposed to be. That flame that you may be going through, or the experience that you may think is a twin flame experience, is you're a flame keeper. The pain is immense. It destroys the lies. It moves the lies. It destroys the lies in you, and that's scary business. That is scary business. So, at the end of the day, the true purpose of twin flames, aka I like to call them flame keepers, is to not only do that with yourself, but with consciousness of humanity at large. Enough people who have gone through this experience are going to be spreading that consciousness like wildfire, and the truth through will itself is going to spread through the collective like wildfire. You hold on to it, it creates a grid. Within your circle, you can expand it, and it is going to trigger people. I'm sorry, I hate to say this, it's going to trigger people. It's going to make people feel afraid. They're not going to, like, what is it about you? And that is because you are speaking through the throat. You are speaking the truth of the flame, and the flame frightens people. It makes you look intimidating. It intimidates them because, does it mean that I'm false? It destroys the things in your life that just, you start to see the truth, and that energy is powerful. It is potent. So if you are an embracer of truth, okay, if you're someone who, truth, I use that word loosely here. If you consider yourself someone who embraces truth, But you find yourself up against someone who has this energy, or maybe not even up against, they're just your friend and they have this energy and they're interacting with you. There's nothing to be afraid of but fear itself, because the flame itself is moving you through your fears. The fear is meant to get you to look deep within and say, what is it about me that is false? Why am I getting so fearful of this person? Why do I fear their energy? Why do I fear touching them, being around them? Why do I fear my lover? Why am I afraid of that? Because it's a potent force. And unfortunately, not everyone is ready or is willing to handle that. And maybe their hearts aren't so pure. And when I say pure, I don't mean pure in the sense that, they need to be clean and squeaky clean, because I have a dark side, everyone. I do. I'm a creative and I chase that. I chase that black for myself, to go after something and to go towards something with sheer will, and to see if my action is going to manifest it through the will of the divine force, the divine fires, the blue flame itself. I don't waste time. I'm not one of those people that waste time on trying to figure out if something is true or not. I face it head on with a sword, or with my sword and with my tongue. Like that's just what happens. So, if you are my friend or you are my client, you know this by getting a reading for me or me mentoring you, that I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to take the truth away from you. I'm going to get you to find the truth within you, because ultimately the truth is what you make it. It is what you think the truth is. Okay. And until you can break down all of the lies and all of the barriers and all of the pitfalls and the traps and the lower levels of consciousness, and the energy is actually working through you, until you can do that, you're not going to fully understand principles or truth. And the principles of the universe itself are very vital and very important to understanding how to navigate this reality the correct way. Okay? The correct way, the right way. And when I say right, I mean the truth, the true way, the way. Okay? The way of opening up the truth, to see with the true eye of wisdom, right? The true eye of wisdom. And no, I don't just mean the third eye. Okay, third eye is different. When I say the true eyes of wisdom, and being able to have an esoteric process within you to process information and to see how that brings you back to what it is that is true, and what is the truth. What is the truth? What is it within me? So for those of you who may be stuck on wondering if someone is your twin flame, keep this in mind. You could be going through a soulmate experience, or someone who has they are a soulmate on some level. Some level, I feel. Excuse me. Ooh, I'm tired, guys. Still recovering from my trip. So I do feel on some level, okay, there are various types of soulmates, and every person you come across that means something to you is a different type of soulmate, because they're coming across your path. You're either bringing them into your existence, you're calling them in, or you're bringing them in, and forget this whole like, oh, they're a karmic and they're evil thing. Like, that business is stupid. Okay, you can have a contract, a soul contract, as people like to say. All right, they're there for a reason. You drew them into your experience for a reason, and your soul wants to experience that with you, so that you can actually transmute some shit or do something with that specific person, right? But what I want to say is this, my friends. Recently, when I took my trip to New York, it was to follow my heart. I 100% went there by sheer will, divine truth, and following without any expectations. I may have had a little bit and I got disappointed, but at the end of the day, I know the truth of my heart and I followed it. And I do feel that my energy it intimidates certain people. It makes people a little afraid. They think that I'm, this or that, or I'm going to expose this or that, or something of this nature, or that I'm going to fuck it up. That's not true. Because here's why. As a flame keeper myself and the experience that I went through and how it tore me apart, I came to the true understanding of what love is and how it actually works and what I desire when it comes to connection. And I will tell you this much. The couple that I met who was a true divine couple, okay? A true twin flame couple, not whatever this new age, what people think a twin flame is. And, you'll know the difference because one is painful, one is not. Twin flame experience will have you clearing out templates of the collective unconscious. You will be acting out on a daily basis on multiple levels these archetypes, and they could be divine or non-divine. They can be feminine and masculine, and you will be clearing out on a daily basis the energies of these archetypes to bring in truth consciousness through the flame that you create together. The difference lies in the details here, because all of the aspects that you will transmute with another person is tough. It is a business that is highly spiritual and very unique and very intense and passionate. And you might even feel at times that you're obsessed with this person. But they do exist. Flamekeepers are very real, and they have been activated here on this planet for years now. And they are like sleeper cells waiting to burn through the false and carry that flame all the way back to your own heart and back to the true reason of existence, to the real, to the truth. And I speak with love for everyone here who's watching this video right now, that it hurts. It hurts when you know that a person can raise these fires up within you like a storm, and you could just feel it through your heart space and through your entire body as the energy. It's palpable what you'll be experiencing with this person, and you'll have psychic connection. You'll have telepathic, nonstop feeling like this person is always in your head because your blood codes match, and you are meant to burn away the false with this blue flame, alone or together. So don't lose heart if you truly are going through this twin flame experience. If you have done it all yourself, maybe you just have not met the right person yet. Maybe you just have been triggered, activated through this experience, through soul, because there is a third energy working through someone to get you back into your soul to experience truth. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say today. I can get onto another topic later. We can talk about soulmates. That comes up a lot in my readings. I get a lot of that. And I just want you all to know that right now is a prime time for those who are holding the flame to continue walking in truth. Okay? Continue knowing the truth, the actual real truth, and allow yourself to be free to express your will, even if it frightens others, even if they get scared of the love they have for you or that you have for them, because that will never die out. So stay on fire no matter what happens. Just stay on fire. You are changing the course of ancient history to reveal the truth of humanity and what actually is the true occult history and what is going on. That is part of your purpose. All right. So I'm glad to see all of you and thank you for sticking around and listening to me talk about this. If you have any questions about the twin flame concept or what I'm calling Flamekeepers, let me know. I get tons of emails. People like to email me and have conversations with me. I can talk to you there about it. If you feel you're going through a connection or something like that, you want a tarot reading, you know where to find me. You know how to, if you're struggling with, how do I work this connection? I don't generally do twin flame coaching, but I can help coach you or mentor you or bring you into gnosis, into the state of understanding within you, of how to navigate these fires as they burn through your life. But let me just tell you, if you're going through psychosis or spiritual psychosis or any kind of actual alchemy process within you and your soul, that work is very hard. Okay. And I'm going to suggest you get in contact with Sethicus Boza. He knows how to get you to understand your template so that you can actually start doing any kind of deeper work to understanding who you really actually are. Okay, here, who you are and how to reconnect to your soul and to get control of the mind and your emotions so that you can walk around with the blue flame within you and not give a fuck. Okay, and to continue living in truth. All right. I love you guys. I hope this answered some of your questions. Take care.